Okay, hello, my name is Kate Cherry and I'm Regional Director of the Athena Network in Bedfordshire and in St Albans, and I'm joined today by Wendy Carter, who is an accountant with Carter Bookkeeping Services, isn't it, Wendy?
That's correct.
Welcome, thank you for joining me today. And actually, I love saying we actually don't live that far apart, we're like 2 streets apart, aren't we? So I love that while we've been online doing these things online, it's actually connected us even more, hasn't it, in our businesses, because we know each other outside of work, don't we? So we're here to do a member spotlight and find out a bit more about Wendy and her business and what it is she does and how she came to do that. And the purpose of that is to spread the word about some of the incredible members we've got in our network, because while we're virtual and people can network everywhere virtually for free in the Athena network across the country, it's even more important as well that our members are known outside of the network, so we're sharing a bit of their good work. So Wendy, I'm going to dive in and ask you, so what does your business do and how do you help your clients?
Okay, so I provide bookkeeping and accountancy services to individuals and micro businesses. Everything that I offer basically frees up their time, it relieves a lot of their stress, and it provides them with up-to-date financial information, which in turn gives them the ability to grow their business because they have that information accurate and up to date.
Fantastic. Short and sweet. I love that. How did you get into what you do now? Because we know each other from the school gate, basically, don't we? When we were both busy corporate gals. So how did you come to do what you do now?
Gosh, I don't think I've ever been corporate, but I kind of fell into the accountancy world, if you want to call it that. It was never my chosen profession. It was never a dream to become an accountant or bookkeeper. I can't imagine it's anyone's, but a family friend of mine at the time was an accountant, and she kind of guided me into it. And I don't know how she did it, but it was probably a good thing because I I didn't have a direct path I was going to travel down, and I had a child quite young, so I needed some absolute direction where I could bring some more money in. And so I took myself off to college, retook a couple of my GCSEs and got myself onto the course, and worked for Three Valleys, it was known at the time, and I worked in their finance department for a good 7 years before I took time out to raise my kids. And then I worked for a small accountancy firm, and it was like a big circle that come round. So I'd gone to work for the same family friend that nudged me into it, and worked for her and gained even more experience.
I love that story. And different points in your life lead to different things, don't they? But it's all connected at the end of the day. So
Absolutely, yeah.
what do you? So you say you never intended to be in finance. What did you? What is there anything you did before that that might have given you those skills that kind of nudged you in that direction?
No, because I was super young. Not really. I think I enjoyed maths at school and I did quite well in it, but no, I didn't have anything. I think I wanted to go to art school and do. I don't know what profession that would have come out of that, but you know, we're a line of artists in our family, so that was something that I had an idea of doing. But yeah, just one of those things that fell by the wayside. And it's probably just as well because this has worked out more financially viable, I think.
I love that bit, and the reason I press the point is because so many people, especially in our network that we get to know, didn't necessarily start out doing what they now do. So it's similar. I studied literature and civilizations and language, ended up in finance for 15 years, and now I work in health and wellness and running networking groups. So I think it's great to show people that you can start out in one direction and then totally go in another direction. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
So what you joined the Bedfordshire Virtual Athena group when it launched back in October. What attracted you to Athena and what do you enjoy about being
um, other than yourself plugging it to me months prior and prepping me ready for this new group, but the business, I think I'd reached a quiet point in last year because of everything going on, and realised actually I needed to do some networking, and remembered about yours. I think there must have been a post that you put out there, and I noticed it was virtual, and I thought, great, that really works well for me because I prefer behind the screen meeting people. I feel much more comfortable. And I'd never networked before, and I didn't see the point in networking before because I didn't understand it. But since joining, it's opened up my eyes up quite massively, actually, and shown me that so many. That's okay.
Phone on mute.
And shown me actually how beneficial it is to anyone that joins.
I love that. And so, and you've dived straight in and you've made some really good relationships, I think, already from day one, actually, with other members in your group. But you also visit other groups, don't you?
I do. I've visited quite a few different groups in the London area and St Albans, and had one-to-ones, and I have not stopped since. And I am I'm quite worn out, but actually it's proved, if you have a one-to-one that's valuable, if you have a strategy about these one-to-ones, it proves really fruitful. So that I've made collaborations with women on here, which has in turn helped my business. I've received business myself from having one-to-ones, and it's also given me, it's highlighted new opportunities to me, for me in the business. It's got the ball rolling. It's got me more energized about my business, whereas in the last year or so I've become a bit kind of, I'm quite bored of this now. But this has re-energized me to do something different, or not different, but to offer different services. So I've really started to enjoy the whole process again, and the Fiend has been amazing, really supportive.
That's incredible. I love that. And also, it's being aware, Wendy, that people need your skills and they need your expertise and your knowledge. It's not just filling in bookkeeping and tax returns and giving advice. It's really that support and that's what's beautiful about Athena, is that you can get that advice from whoever you need it, and that includes you.
Absolutely.
People need you. So what's next for you in business?
Tips, other than joining a network, that's paramount. I've realised how beneficial that is, because you're getting your word out there, you're getting your face out there, people know you're there, so they're more likely to come to you. But also to get advice, get proper professional advice from an accountant or bookkeeper with regards to compliance and understanding what you can and can't claim in business. Because it's all too many times I've spoken to people and they said, well, I spoke to someone and they told me this, and I've said, no, that's not true. And it's usually the man down the pub or their best friend that's been in business, and I'm like, please speak to someone who has the expertise in this, because you don't want to get yourself into a muddle too late.
Absolutely, that's great tips. And you got the question right and I got the question wrong. Is what's your tip for someone starting out in business now? That's great. So now tell me, what's next for you in your business?
Next for me in my business, I have just launched a couple of new services. One is I'd say cloud accounting onboarding. So basically what that means is someone that wants to start using cloud accounting, doesn't really know what the package to use, what's right for them, how to use it to their best advantage. And the second package is called Health Check. So that basically means I come in, I've assessed the bookkeeping you've done on your software, and I provide you with a report of recommendations of changes, along with fixing if that's something that you require.
And is it correct to say as well, I know that we talk a lot about businesses needing your services, but it can be someone who is in a salaried job or someone who has shares and property income and stuff like that could need your services as well. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
So it doesn't just, because sometimes we get a bit stuck in our networking world and thinking of B2B, and not necessarily, actually you do support a lot of individual people as well, and not just the companies. So for anyone listening to this doesn't just mean, oh, I haven't got a business, so that doesn't apply to me. Actually, you can be really helpful to someone in that situation as well, who's just got something a bit more complex to declare, let's say. And I'm finding publishable ways of saying tax efficiency.
That'll do.
There you go. So how do people contact you? What's the best way to interact with you? Is there anywhere you want people to focus?
You can contact me via email or telephone, which will be on my Facebook page, Carter Bookkeeping Services, or you can visit my website, www.carterbookkeepingservices.co.uk.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Wendy. It's been really great to hear more about you and your business, and who you can help and how you can help them. So, and thank you as well for being part of our lovely network. If you want to visit the group that Wendy belongs to, then it's the fourth Tuesday of the month, which, if that's March, makes it the 23rd of March. So do come along. You can visit Athena twice, one of our groups and one of our Cappuccino Connections, before deciding if you want to become a member. So do come along and take advantage of that. And if you haven't seen our virtual format yet and you came when we were in person, then do come back and let's have a chat, and let's get you visiting one of those online meetings. So thank you. Thanks, Wendy, for your time.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.